This is a brief review of the functionality of the Report Maker version 2 for Economic Gateway. This interface is the initial interface you may see. If you've already been adding content to a report, then you should see some content in this section here. In order to take full advantage of the functionality, you'll first need to log in. You can do that using the link at the lower left. And this will ask you for an email address, and when you click send, that's going to send you a login link. So I'm going to access that here. It'll look something like this, and you can click sign in, and that will open this up. Now, because I already have an account, I have a report that's already been created, and it's taken me to my last edited report. So let's take a quick look at the interface. Over here on the left, you have a menu. So you have your Report Maker version 2. That's the section we're in now. This is where you would view the currently selected report. Next up, you have all reports. This is where you can view the reports that you have saved in the system. So you can see that I have several. If I want to switch to one, I can simply click that item. And it's going to take me back to the Report Maker and show me the content in that particular report. This is also where you go if you want to create a new report. Simply click this button, and it's going to take you to this interface. From here, you can go to the front end of the site and start adding your content by using the Add Report button. All right, the wrong tab there. So if I refresh this page, I'll now see that item that I added to the report. Going back to the reports section, you can see that you can switch between reports as often as you'd like. I'm going to switch back to my first report since it has more content. You also have an account section over here, which will let you see what email address you're using to log in and your member history, as well as being able to log out, which you can also do from the link down here. And you have a help link. So if we return to the Report Maker so that we can see the content of our report, you can see that this is grouped into sections. It has multiple items in each section. So to make edits to our report, let's first look at the settings. You can access through this little icon here, the gear icon. This is where you can put a name for your report. So if you have multiple reports and you need to be able to identify them more easily, in your All Reports section, you can put a distinctive name here. It should just be an internal name. It does not need to be used for display purposes. You have your general settings, which will let you set your layout for the report. This one's currently set to a 4-column grid. You can also do a 3-column grid, which means that the blocks in this section here would be wider. Or you can do a list, which would make each block a full width item. For our purposes, we'll leave this at a 4-column grid. You also have information you can put on your cover sheet. You can list who the report is for, who has prepared it, and any additional information you want. As you can see, you can put multiple paragraphs. So once you've made any changes you want to make, you can click Save. And now we can deal with the actual content of the report. So if you want to make any edits to the report, you first need to go into edit mode, which we can do by clicking the edit icon. And you'll see that the blocks of information in the report will now start to wobble back and forth. And this is just a visual that lets you know you're in this particular mode. So what you can do from here is you can remove items by clicking on the X. And it'll ask you to confirm. I'm going to cancel since I'd like to keep this item in here. You can sort items by dragging them back and forth. Just click and drop wherever it is you want. You can also move an item into a different section. So if I decided that I wanted this particular incentive to be under a separate site, I can just drag it down there and it'll move. You can also create new sections, which if you go up here to the top and click Insert New Group Heading, and edit the name, simply click out of it and you don't need to make any further edits. So now you can pull content into it. So if I wanted to say that this doesn't belong in any of these sections, I want it to go in here, just drag and drop. And when you're finished, click the edit button again, and that will take you out of this edit mode. It'll ask you to confirm your changes. So we'll click yes. And we've gone out of this edit mode. You can see all the items are static again. Do note that if you have a group section that you've created during an editing session, or if you have a group section you've removed all the contents from in an editing session, that group will no longer be part of the report, but it will still show for you until you refresh the page. So to demonstrate that, let's go back into edit mode. I'm going to drag this back down into one of my sites. So now you can see there's no content in here. If I click this button, it's going to ask me confirm. Again, I confirm. You can see there's no content there, but until you refresh, which I'm just going to do with the keyboard shortcut. And now you can see that section has been removed. The final option that you can do with your report is you can share it with others. So clicking the share icon will give you a pop-up. This will give you a URL that you can copy, or you can click the link just to view the report yourself. So this is where you can preview a report. This is what anyone who is not using your user account will see of the report. So over here at the side, instead of the navigation interface, you have a navigation of just this report. So that includes the header, the notes, which would be your content in this section, and then the sections of the report that you've created. So the user can jump around using these tools. They can use the little arrow here at the bottom of the cover letter to jump down into the content, or they can just scroll through the page as normal. So that is the report maker.